ideas that I didn't come specifically as a background music specialist into this industry. I wanted to become a music director in the mainstream, doing songs as well as the background scores. You get typecast in Bollywood very fast. You put in a slot. So the हाँ आपका background score बहुत अच्छा था. आप मेरे picture का भी background score कर दीजिए. Big movie, it's a big actor, big ticket actor. He was his first movie with a big ticket actor,
Right.
as in Salman Khan. And Salman Khan was tying up with Yashraj for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. Hi, this is Julius Packiam, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
All right, you've heard about famous singers, you've heard about great music composers that we've had on Musically Yours on BollywoodHungama. But on huge popular demand, we have someone who is one of the most sought after background music specialist, and that is Julius Packiam. He has been part of some big films, Ek Tha Tiger, he was part of Sultan, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, Kabul Express was an exceptionally good background score as well. And now Tiger Zinda Hai is coming up shortly as well. So Julius Packiam, pleasure having you on BollywoodHungama first of all.
Pleasure to be around. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, so now you've done all sorts of stuffs. You've done jingles, you've composed songs as well for movies as well.
Correct.
But why is it that you've specialized as a background music specialist?
Well, interesting question. That's a good question. The idea is that I didn't come specifically as a background music specialist into this industry. I wanted to become a music director in the mainstream, doing songs as well as the background scores.
Right.
So, but initially my first movie happened to be Kabul Express. उसमें गाने थे ही नहीं, तो I had to just do the background score for that. बाद में there was a CD released and all that. But Raghav Sachar did the songs and all that. Which because I was living in Delhi and that back and forth couldn't happen, so I came to Bombay, did the background score, went, and then they said we should have a album also for the movie, and which I wasn't around, so they got it done. So that was my bad. It didn't work out. Then what happens is, because the score was liked, then you get typecast in Bollywood very fast. You put in a slot. So the हाँ आपका background score बहुत अच्छा था. आप मेरे picture का भी background score कर दीजिए. फिर उनका कर देते, फिर किसी और का भी कर देते. So the word of mouth spreads amongst the directors and producers, and they say इन्होंने ये इस picture की background की, this movie he's done the background, तो हमारे background इन्हीं से करवाएंगे. You know, that's the mindset. Then once you start doing background, then everybody starts using you for background. Songs आपने songs कौन से किए? अच्छा, no songs. अच्छा ठीक है, फिर आप background ही करो मेरे picture का, songs हम किसी और से कराएंगे.
Right.
So that's the catch-22. You get stuck into a kind of a bracketed, holding of just being a background music guy. But I do have songs, and my intention is to become a music director for songs also, and inshallah that will happen in the near future.
Great. You've also done private albums as well.
Correct.
I think especially in Delhi you had some tracks that became really famous at that point of time, because that was like the pop music
Correct.
era of
Era.
that time, and quite a few jingles as well. I think you had that Cadbury's Dairy Milk jingle you had done.
Not the Cadbury's Dairy Milk, the Nestle.
Nestle, yes. Nestle jingle you had done that became quite famous at that point of time as well. Okay, now you've been, I think, quite a regular as far as Salman Khan's movies are concerned. You'll be part of Tiger Zinda as well, Tubelight as well. You did recently, Kabir Khan as well. We can say that you've been associated closely with Kabir. So if you can tell us about the background score of Ek Tha Tiger, for example, because I still remember when the promo came out, and from the promo itself, that music was haunting actually, and it stood out, and it stayed in everybody's minds. So something about Ek Tha Tiger music and
this was Kabir's big movie, because he was working with Salman for the first time.
New York as well, I think you've done.
Yeah. No, a big movie. It's a big actor, ticket actor. He was his first movie with a big ticket actor,
Right.
as in Salman Khan. And Salman Khan was tying up with Yashraj for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, for Ek Tha Tiger.
Right.
And so both Adi and Kabir wanted me on board for the background score because they wanted a theme. This movie had a spy agent. He's a raw agent. He's a spy. So like Hollywood films have spy background score themes for their spy movies, like James Bond movies, or for Mission Impossible, or for maybe Indiana Jones. You know, they have specific themes for these so-called spy characters in their movies. Similarly, they wanted something iconic and something that will last for. They didn't think about a sequel in that stage, but they thought like they needed something that works with Salman's character in the movie. So I was called on board at least 6 months prior to the release of the film. And we kept on, working and coming up with ideas. So I must have come up with about 70 ideas over 2 months, 70 themes. And obviously, after a point, you get a little lost, kaun sa kar raha hai kaam and this and that. It becomes like a grind, you're just churning out. Then over a period of time, आराम से, I think at one point in time, Adi Chopra came into the room and he said, आपके पास themes कौन से हैं? 70 है, आप अपने मेरे को best 10 सुनाओ. वो 10 सुनाए, नहीं, ये ठीक है, नहीं, ये इसको रख लो अलग से, फिर ये नहीं. He, out of 10, he came down to 2, and out of 2, he chose 1. He said, lock this and finish now. Let's go with this.
And that's the one that we hear in the movie.
That's the one that we hear now. And now in the new Tiger Zinda, it's going to be even more grander and bigger. That's
right.
The intention.
Okay, but do you carry, because generally, say for a James Bond movie, they do have that signature tune that remains always for all the franchises. So do we have any hangover of Ek Tha Tiger, or we don't?
Of course, that it is going to be the same theme that.
Right.
This theme is going to be played now by, probably we're going to use an orchestra to play this whole theme, which we're recording in Europe, to play this theme in different ways and different phrases. And also use electronica in a scoring. So it's going to be like a hybrid score. ऊपर से आपका organic orchestral sound होगा, and we'll give a bed of electronic sounds which are similar to what is being used nowadays in these Avenger films,
right.
And these Marvel, DC Comics kind of films and all the superhero films. So it has a very edgy as well as warm organic sound. So that is the sound we are trying to achieve. Whether we achieve or not, it's up to the audience to figure out.